Hi, my name is ANISA binti NAZRI. I will explain about background of our study. The purpose of this study is a critical analysis of the factors that contribute to a customer's level of satisfaction with Shopee Express Malaysia in terms of the length of time, the quality of service, and the price. Our research will be conducted to Shopee Express users. Delivery and shipping services are provided by a large number of different companies that offer their service to people in Malaysia. Due to the large number of Shopee users in Malaysia, Shopee Express is one of the most widely used and popular options for courier services. Shipments will be handled directly by Shopee through the Shopee Express service, which is only available for a limited number of Shopee stores. The Shopee Express shipping program is an action by Shopee's own logistics support fleets to provide the most reliable pickup and delivery service to the customers. Due to Shopee's rapid growth, the courier service has been forced to gain a competitive advantage through the satisfaction of customers. Buyers and sellers in Malaysia are increasingly relying on e-commerce, and as a result, Shopee Express is working harder than ever to improve delivery times. Customers using Shopee Express have complained that the service has slowed down considerably and it can no longer compete with the company's other logistic partners in terms of delivery speed and reliability. It may be possible the prices are lower, but the inconvenience of a delayed shipment or a lost item is really not worth the small savings. In addition, Shopee Express operations have started to slow because the number of residential areas is growing and some of those areas do not allow door-to-door delivery.
Hi, I am MUNIRAH and now I will continue to explain about the problem statement of our research. According to year 2011, the courier company is the third party in making sure the movement of the goods being delivered is smooth without any problems. Shopee Express will be our main concern in analysing and finding out on factors which is time, service quality, and price to identify which one are related to customer satisfaction towards this company's delivery services. Looking through the Shopee customers' complaint from the website, there are many unsatisfied consumers stated that they are pissed off with Shopee Express services as their parcel were being held for so many days at the hub by Shopee Express. Time taken by the courier to deliver the parcel are not according to the time stated in the application, and loss of parcel without any trace. These matters have led the consumers in creating a Facebook account namely Shopee Express Buat Hal Apa Hari Ni, where they share their dissatisfaction and complain with Shopee Express. Therefore, we would like to conduct research in order to identify whether Shopee Express consumers, mainly focusing on UiTM students from different faculties, about their level of satisfaction towards Shopee Express.
Hi, my name is FATHIRA LUTFI and I will continue this presentation with research question, research objective, and also method of analysis. Based on the problem statement that have been explained before, there are several questions that we can list out. First, what is the level of customer satisfaction towards Shopee Express courier service? Second question is, what are the factors that can influence customer satisfaction towards Shopee Express courier service? And the last question is, what is the critical factors that can influence customer satisfaction? Therefore, based on the questions above, there are three objectives that we want to achieve. First, we want to investigate the level of customer satisfaction towards Shopee Express courier service. The next is we want to identify the factors that can influence customer satisfaction towards Shopee Express. And lastly, we want to identify the critical factor that can influence customer satisfaction. There are several methods of analysis that have been used in this research in order to identify the answer of the research objective. So to answer all the research objectives, we decide to use correlation analysis and multiple regression analysis, where these analysis I will explain later in the next slides. There are also the other methods that have been used in this research. There are validity tests, reliability tests, demographic analysis, and descriptive analysis. And all of these methods also will be explained later in this video. Next, we will present about the previous research related to the dependent and independent variables that are related to this research. The research articles reviewed from these studies were articles retrieved from researchers around the world. First, I will talk about the dependent variable for this research, which is customer satisfaction. According to the study that have been made by Hasfar, Miltina, and AHMAD, customer satisfaction can be described as a pleased or dissatisfied sensation that arises after evaluating the efficiency of results that are viewed as products of the performance or outcome that is expected. It means that some of appraisal of good or service themselves, offering a level of comfort linked with meeting demands, whether providing needs beneath expectation or exceeding customer expectations. When consumers are satisfied with the product or service, they seem to be more likely to make repeat purchases or suggest them to others, which this will result in increased profit to the organizations.
Hello, I am ZAFIRAH binti BAKAR, and I'm going to explain the first independent variables in this research, which is time. Time is the most important thing in our daily life. In terms of online shopping, every customer must have a high expectation towards every products and services that they can purchase from the selected sellers within the e-commerce. Therefore, physical distribution research such as on-time delivery, accuracy and delivery status of the order are critical aspects to be concerned, as it plays as a vital role in determining the customer satisfaction. According to Raghunathan and Ganapati, they stated that online purchases that have satisfied the customer, it will directly generate to repurchase and customer loyalty. Moreover, if the customer are satisfied with the on-time delivery from the courier service provided, it will also produce trust among the customers. In the courier service industry, trust is defined as the amount of dependability provided by the service provider to the receiver in order to establish and create a positive connection. In this case, Shopee Express should develop the timeliness of their delivery services provided in order to create a better customer satisfaction, as well as it will contribute to the trust among the customers.
Next is service quality. A service is defined as something that does not have a physical structure, unlike a product. It was a process by which one individual or organization receives something of value from another. Also, it can be said to have vanished after the value was delivered. Customers expect a certain level of service quality when they receive it. It is compared by evaluating the level of service received versus the level of service expected before receiving it. If any gap between the expectations and perceptions level of quality is small, then the service quality is considered as excellent. Conversely, if service quality is poor, the gap between what customers expect and what they receive will be broader.
Next is price. According to Kotler et al., the total of the values that consumers trade for the advantages of owning or utilizing a product or service is referred to as the price of service. Since customer carefully considers whether he is getting the maximum value from the service for his money, price of services is a crucial component in satisfaction and loyalty. In this case, Shopee Express have provided a reasonable service price for the customers. However, even when the service price is reasonable, there are still other factors that should be considered, such as time and their service quality. No customers are willing to pay less, only to be left disappointed and dissatisfied with the services they receive.
Sampling techniques. Students from each faculty at UiTM KEDAH branch who are using Shopee Express as their preferred delivery service for posting and receiving parcels are the parts of this research project. A non-probability sampling technique, known as sampling strategy, used to specialize in particular aspect of significance, which is UiTM KEDAH branch students who use Shopee Express as their chosen courier service. Since the population is unknown, we are using this sampling method. To get the most out of a small sample size while still generating high-quality results, researchers turn to judgment sampling, or are also known as purposive sampling. As a result, researchers got to their target sample more easily. Next is sample size. In the year 2022, it is predicted that there will be approximately 7,000 students enrolled at the UiTM KEDAH branch. However, the researchers did not manage to find out the exact statistical of how many students use Shopee Express as their courier services. Therefore, researchers only managed to get a sample size of 108 for researchers' final research report, even when researchers have distributed their Google Form on social media platforms through WhatsApp. Questionnaire design. Questionnaire design is the process of providing a structure and question for a questionnaire item that will be used to gather information on a certain issue. A well-designed survey that includes the relevant questions, ask the right ones in the correct order, scale the questions correctly, or use a suitable questionnaire format can properly reflect the participants' thoughts and feelings. Pre-testing among a smaller selection of target respondents is an effective way to ensure that a questionnaire captures the required information effectively. The three sections of the questionnaire are categorized as Section A, Section B and Section C respectively. The respondents' demographic information is collected in Section A of the questionnaire. Shopee Express Courier Services are the subject of Section B's dependent variable, meanwhile the independent variables discussed in Section C include time, service quality and pricing.
In this part, I would like to explain about the data analysis. The purpose of data analysis, according to Brain, is to minimize and interpret the information in order to make sense of it and enable inference about population, whereas the primary objective of interpretation is to incorporate the results of the data analysis with corporate values, requirements, and standards in generating findings, judgments, and suggestions. Basically, there are several phases to be implemented to accomplish the goals of data analysis. The first phase is data cleaning. Second phase is determination of goodness rate of data, and the last phase is the descriptive analysis. In regards of this matter, each of the phases stated has its own function. In the first phase, the researchers were trying to figure out the level of customer satisfaction towards courier service by Shopee Express. Then, in the second phase, the researchers were focusing on several factors that influence the customer satisfaction, such as time, service quality, and price. Lastly, they evaluated the most significant independent variables that give a huge impact towards customer satisfaction in the third phase of the data analysis. In this case, the researchers were using the SPSS, which stands for Statistical Package for the Social Science. SPSS is a software suite designed for data management and statistical analysis in the social science.
Analysis and Result 1. First stage of analysis. First, validity test. Our KMO value was 0.902 based on the results obtained. This indicates that the degree of information among the variables overlaps significantly or that there is a strong partial correlation. As a result, factor analysis is a viable option. As for the total variance explained, researchers can see the total variance explained is 73.033%, where the first factor determines the 44.477% of the variance. The second factor determines 9.560% of the total variance. The third and fourth factors determine 6.831% and 4.539% of the variance respectively, and the fifth factor determines 3.862%. Finally, the sixth factor determines 3.763 of the total variance. Second, reliability test. According to the table, Cronbridge alpha for customer satisfaction and price variable is more than 0.8. This indicates a good internal consistency reliability based on using a reliable statistic. Meanwhile, Cronbridge alpha for time and service quality variable is more than 0.9. This indicates an excellent internal consistency reliability based on using a reliability statistic. As a result, the item used to measure the variable were deemed reliable.
Next, we will take a look at analysis and result that consists of demographic profile. This section explains about the descriptive analysis that was used to describe the characteristics of the respondents in terms of age, gender, faculty, level of education, semester, and their experience in using Shopee Express. There were a total of 108 respondents. Let's start with the first chart. In this chart, it shows the percentage of age for UiTM KEDAH students. Majority of the respondents' age were from 21 years old to 23 years old with 70.4%, followed by age of 24 years old to 26 years old with 20.4%, and lastly age of 18 years old to 20 years old with only 9.3%. Next chart shows the percentage of UiTM KEDAH students' gender. Most of the respondents were female with 75.9% and male with only 24.1%. Then in the next chart, it shows the percentage of UiTM KEDAH students based on the faculty. Majority of the respondents' faculty were from Faculty of Business Management, which is 63%. Fourth is the percentage of education level for UiTM KEDAH students. Most of the respondents' education level were degree with 79.6%. After that, this chart shows the semester of UiTM KEDAH students. Majority of the respondents were from semester 5 with 37%. And the last chart shows the experience of UiTM KEDAH students in using Shopee Express. Most of the respondents have experience using Shopee Express with 97.2%, and only 2.8% of respondents have no experiences in using Shopee Express. Now I will explain about the descriptive table. Based on the table, the mean for average customer satisfaction is 3.8765, the mean for average time is 3.1310, the mean for average service quality is 3.6655, and the mean for average price is 3.9182. All the mean shows that the overall average for customer satisfaction, time, service quality, and price among respondents are moderately high. The standard deviation for average customer satisfaction is 16.66%. Then for average time, the standard deviation is 27.06%. Next, the standard deviation for average service quality is 18.41%. And lastly, the standard deviation for average price is 16.75%. All the standard deviation values that we get shows that the result that we got did not show a big variance among the value obtained by every respondent.
Okay, so in this part, I will explain on how we will find the answer for all objective research. For the first objective, which is we want to investigate the level of customer satisfaction towards Shopee Express courier service. So we will use correlation analysis for this objective. Based on the table, the result shows that there is a positive significant correlation between time and customer satisfaction with R equal to 0.662, service quality and customer satisfaction with R equal to 0.669, and price and customer satisfaction with R equal to 0.672. Okay, because all of them have a p-value that less than 0.01. Therefore, based on the rules on time, all the variables have a strong relationship with customer satisfaction. The second objective is to identify the factors that can influence customer satisfaction towards Shopee Express courier service. For this objective, we use a multiple regression analysis, and our main focus is to look at the significant value that we get from every variable. So from the table, it explains that the R value square, which is 0.604 or 60.4% changes in customer satisfaction, can be explained by all the independent variables, which are time, service quality, and also price. From the table also, we can see that variable for time and price is significant, as the value that these two variables get is below than the significant level, which is 0.01. We show that both variables positively related to the customer satisfaction. For service quality, this variable is not significant and thus not related to the customer satisfaction, as the significant value for this variable is 0.258, which are above the significant level 0.01. The last objective is to identify the critical factor that can influence customer satisfaction. For this objective, we also use a multiple regression analysis, but for this one, we will look at the value of standardized coefficient beta. So from the table, we can conclude that the price variable is the strongest and most important variable that can influence customer satisfaction towards Shopee Express.
In this part, I'm going to present in details about the hypothesis 1. Based on the findings in chapter 4, the researchers have identified that the hypothesis 1 was accepted. This is because hypothesis 1 had a significant influence of time towards the customer satisfaction when using Shopee Express. In addition, the information gathered from the respondents based on the feedback in the questionnaires distributed for them. According to the feedbacks from the respondents, there were a lot of neutral and negative feedbacks that the researchers have received from the distributed questionnaire. Most of them would disagree that the delivery's waiting time is short. However, they would agree that the deliveries men provide their service within the promised time. Nevertheless, the respondents would disagree that there is no delay even in busy time. From here, the researchers can see that the respondents will agree that the time has played a vital role for the parcel delivery processes. This is because the consumers absolutely want to use any courier service that can provide the fastest delivery processes for every parcel they receive. This is to ensure that the customers can receive their parcel quickly according to the estimated time given through the Shopee apps. Unfortunately, some of the delivery process might be delayed sometimes due to any unwanted accidents such as COVID-19 pandemic, staff shortage, package redirections, as well as poor weather condition. All of this has resulted in a negative feedback from customers, and it can affect the courier service provider itself.
Hypothesis 2. Researchers have examined their hypothesis, as stated in the finding mentioned in Chapter 4. As a result of the hypothesis testing, it was determined that hypothesis 2 was considered unreliable. Thus, customer satisfaction does not have a significant value with service quality. The responses that have been gathered from the questionnaire provide information about the factors that lead to the outcome of this result. The statement made in the questionnaire is answered with disagreement from some of the respondents. There was some disagreement among the respondents regarding the claim that Shopee Express always respond in a timely manner to the requests made by consumers. The next thing they believe is that Shopee Express does not properly keep track of all of their records. Finally, the customers or users of Shopee Express argues that the company does not use the most recent technology and equipment for the implementation of the services.
According to the findings in Chapter 4, researchers have found that hypothesis 3 was accepted. Researchers concluded that hypothesis 3 had a significant influence of the price towards the customer satisfaction. According to the questionnaire that has been distributed, researchers found that most of the respondents believe that price gave the most significant influence on customer satisfaction. It shows that respondents prefer using Shopee Express services due to the price offered by the business being affordable and lower than other courier businesses.
An efficient delivery service is vital to the success of the Shopee Express. In this age of e-commerce, customers have a higher expectations when it comes to the delivery of their goods. If the courier service are unable to meet their delivery schedule, it can leave the customers dissatisfied with the quality of their services provided. Therefore, we would like to suggest several recommendations for Shopee Express in order to improve their delivery service based on the accepted hypothesis, which is referring to time. First of all, the delivery Shopee Express should be conducted by highly trained and well-equipped professionals with previous route driving experience and basic knowledge of truck maintenance. Another most effective ways to increase efficiency with the delivery operations is to optimize route planning. There are plenty of tools that Shopee Express can use to plan the shortest routes with ease. With this approach, they can save a considerable amount of time and resources such as fuel. The deliveries are made based on geographic location of orders, so any orders within the nearby area are dropped off along the way. Last but not least, Shopee Express might have to do benchmarking their business activities among other competitors such as GDEX, DHL Express, JNT Express, and so on in order to optimize their services and improve their customers' satisfaction.
Due to the inflation, many are being affected, especially university students, and this has caused many to choose to spend their money wisely. Competing with other courier services, Shopee Express must always offer and ensure that their price is always lower than other courier services in order to keep their customers satisfied and loyal towards their services. Since price is very sensitive, offering lower price will help Shopee Express to increase their numbers of consumers. In addition to that, they also could increase their profit.
Okay, to sum it all the research questions and research objectives in this study have been successfully answered and justified. The hypotheses made by the researchers were successfully to get the result for this study. Hypotheses from time and price variables were accepted and significantly influenced the level of customer satisfaction towards Shopee Express. From this study also, researchers managed to elaborate more on why these hypotheses were accepted and give some recommendations on how to improve the accepted variable, which are time and price. However, there is one variable that is shown not significantly related to the customer satisfaction, which is service quality, where the hypothesis for these variables was rejected. Okay, so that's all from us. Thank you.